is pledging $18 million in Hurricane Melissa relief. The KFC and Pizza Hut franchise will support government and charity efforts, plus help schools and shelters through its outreach program. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers won their fourth straight game Monday night. They put together a 123-115 win in Portland, and they did it without LeBron, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves. Doncic has a bruised leg. Reeves has a groin injury. DeAndre Ayton filled in for the Big Three with 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 block shots. The Lakers are 6-2. The Clippers came up 1 point short last night against Miami. Better ball handling might have changed the outcome. The Clippers committed 20 turnovers in their 120-119 loss at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. 29 points and 8 assists for James Harden. The Clippers are 3-3. The college basketball season tipped off last night. The UCLA women's team, ranked number 3 in the country, beat San Diego State 77-53. The Bruins have their sights on a return trip to the Final Four. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
You ready?
You're invited to the KBLA Talk 1580 Community Health and Wellness Fair on Saturday, November 8th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Catch at Audubon Middle School in Leimert Park, 4120 11th Avenue. Join us for a day of health, healing, and community connection. There will be health screenings, immunizations, wellness information, a Catch Charter School recruitment fair, plus music and healthy snacks. And it's all free at the KBLA Talk 1580 Community Health and Wellness Fair, Saturday, November 8th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Audubon Middle School in Leimert Park, 4120 11th Avenue. Come out and bring the entire family. And if you have not yet checked out our KBLA Health and Wellness Hub, you should at KBLA1580.com. KBLA Talk 1580 thanks Catch Charter School, Prudential, Eastside, Cedars-Sinai, and St. John's Community Health. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that a healthy community is a thriving community.
That's right, baby.
I'm Tavis, Smiley. Glad to have you with us in this third and final hour of today's program on this election day. Your vote is your voice, and so many important elections across the country, certainly here in California where I sit with Prop 50. And so wherever you're listening to the sound of my voice on this syndicated program across the country, make sure you get out to vote if you haven't already done your early voting. We can ill afford right now to miss the opportunity in a moment like this, especially in Trump 2.0, to not let our voices be heard and to push back as best we can. I recognize that voting is just one piece of the puzzle, but it is a critical piece. So please exercise your right to vote on this election day, wherever you are listening to me right now, between California and the Carolinas. In this hour, two conversations as promised. On the backside of this hour, conversation with singer Aiyana-Lee. If you saw Spike in Denzel's movie Highest to Lowest, she was the singer right near the end of the movie, singing for Denzel's character, music mogul David King, in his living room She has an amazing backstory. She just happens to be, speaking of great music, in real life, Aiyana-Lee is the niece of David Ruffin, lead singer for the Temps, and the granddaughter of soul singer Jimmy Ruffin. Just a bit of her backstory. Look forward to a conversation with Aiyana-Lee on the back side of this hour. In a moment, we'll commence this hour in conversation with Adrianna Mitchell, who plays the character Jamila in the new show Crutch. The show is a spinoff of the CBS comedy The Neighborhood, and is set in the same universe. Tracy's character Crutch is the cousin of the character Calvin Butler, played, of course, by our friend and brother Cedric the Entertainer on The Neighborhood. It's a new comedy series called Crutch, starring Tracy Morgan on Paramount Plus. We'll talk to Adrianna Mitchell in a moment here, who plays Crutch's daughter, Jamila. Before I do that, though, just a quick reminder, and in case you missed the first hour and the second hour of today's program, we're in the midst of a major campaign right now here in Southern California. We need your help all across the country to help us amplify our voices. As you know, this station here in L.A. has been the station tracking all things Altadena, what we call the Black Wakanda, before these fires burned everything down in Altadena. Everybody talking about the Palisades and Malibu after all these black folk lost everything they own in Altadena, again, on January 7th when the Altadena Eaton fire broke out. We've been tracking Altadena and everything related to it like nobody else. We have a program every week on this station called Conversation Live, Altadena Rising, that tracks, again, all things Altadena. We've done a number of town halls, and I have another town hall set for this Thursday night. This town hall was supposed to feature Southern California Edison. As you know, they started this fire that burnt down all these homes. They've now announced a settlement fund that most consumer advocates are calling fast but not fair. They're calling it, Southern California Edison is calling this program a fast pay program. They're trying to convince these persons, these black people, to take the settlement fund rather than be represented by a law firm to get what they truly deserve. And we're just telling people, you know, you got to know all the facts. Measure twice, cut once. And so this town hall Thursday night of this week is scheduled to talk about this new settlement fund announced by Southern California Edison, again, that many people are calling fast but not altogether fair. Southern California Edison was sending us executives to be a part of this town hall, and somewhere yesterday afternoon, they decided that they were going to pull out of this. And so they have lied to us, they have disrespected us, they have gaslit us, and they pulled out of this conversation on Thursday night that will still go forward here in Southern California. Go to KBLA1580.com for all the details. It's free. We'll be serving refreshments. But 2 panels Thursday night, I'll be moderating. Thursday night at Victory Bible Church in Pasadena. So the conversation goes forward, but I ain't going to tolerate this disrespect and gaslighting, nor will black people. Certainly these people have lost everything in Altadena. Southern California Edison agreeing to be a part of the conversation, to take questions, direct and pointed questions about this settlement fund, and then you pull out of it 72 hours in advance. We ain't having that. And so just today, we've announced a major campaign to get their attention. And so we are asking black folk all across the country, and white folk, anybody of good conscience who cares about the loss of these homes and these lives and these families and their possessions, to help us in this campaign by sending an email or making a phone call to the president and CEO of Southern California Edison. His name is Pedro Pizarro. I want to give you right quick his email address, pedro.pizarro, Pizarro at SCE, Southern California Edison.com. I repeat, Pedro.Pizarro, Pizarro at SCE.com. And the phone number to call to get to Mr. Pizarro to offer your comments to him about this disrespect is 626-302-2255, and then press the number 1 for a live voice. 626-302-2255, and then press the number 1. All that detail can be found in any of our socials on KBLA Talk 1580, my home station here in LA. I appreciate being syndicated across the country, and I appreciate the kindness of these local stations across the country carrying this program to allow me to share with the national audience how important it is for black people everywhere to let Southern California Edison know you will not disrespect the memory, the loss, and the lives of black people in this moment. Once again, Pedro.Pizarro, Pizarro at SCE.com. The number to dial, 626-302-2255, and then press the number 1. I thank you for your consideration and cooperation on behalf of black people everywhere. with regard to making a phone call and or sending an email to Southern California Edison. Here now, a trailer for Crutch, and when we come forward, we'll talk to Adrianna Mitchell on Tavis Smiley.
This is the story of Francois Crutchfield.
Hold up. This is my story. I'm gonna tell it. My name is Francois Crutchfield, but everybody calls me Crutch.
Crutch.
I live in Harlem. I've got 2 grown-up kids and 2 beautiful grandkids.
What have you done to my children?
I'm making them New York tough.
Who hurt you?
Which would be great, except for one thing.
I thought till I got on my feet, I could just stay in the upstairs apartment.
My marriage is probably ending, and me and the kids have nowhere to live.
They all moved back in with me.
And that's when we take over.
You're the youngest. I'll do the talking.
Hey, you 2. I already let you back in my house. Now beat it.
You need a hug?
You need a fist? Pay attention, kids. Y'all getting your first lessons in the do's and the don'ts of riding the subway in New York.
Oh, look, a cat! No, baby, that's not a cat.
We call those subway cats. And if you see a dollar bill on the floor, don't pick it up.
I thought finding money was good luck.
It's a trick. That's how they caught Martha Stewart.
How you like me now?
Let me tell you something, son. I respect you. But living here cannot be your long-term plan. How did you turn down a gig making $250,000?
Being a corporate lawyer was killing my soul. Money can't buy you happiness, Dad.
Money can't buy you happiness, but it can get you so close, you won't even know the difference.
Crutch, you know we got a lot of experience of dealing with grown kids that's never ready to leave the nest. You need anything.
I do have one question.
Well, we didn't mean right now.
You changed that Wi-Fi password again?
New password now is $9.99.
$10. What's the password?
I already told you, $9.99.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Interrogating and unpacking. That's what we do around here. You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
California, this is your moment. The special election is November 4th, and your vote helps decide your future, your community, and your state. Drop your ballot at a secure drop box. Visit an early vote center or mail it. Your participation powers democracy. Every ballot makes a difference. Tell a friend to do the same. Sign up at where'smyballot.sos.ca.gov to track your ballot. Make your voice count. Don't delay. Vote today. A message from the California Secretary of State.
Spend an evening with philosopher and writer Kwame Anthony Appiah at Pomona College on Saturday, November 8th at 4 p.m. at the John A. Payton Distinguished Lectureship. Author of the New York Times column The Ethicist, Appiah has been identified as one of foreign policy's top 100 public intellectuals and is a National Humanities Medal recipient. This event is free and open to the public, but tickets are required. Visit pomona.edu/Payton-ticket to reserve tickets now.
Make a move into a home of your own. With City National Bank's Ladder Up Home Loan Grant, you could receive up to $20,000 that you never need to pay back. Use it toward your down payment, save on closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Find out more at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Property must be in a qualifying market in California, New York, or New Jersey. Additional terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Terms are subject to change without notice. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 536994.
KBLA Talk 1580, standing with you in perilous times. If you've been impacted by the federal government shutdown or the discontinuation of SNAP benefits, you can find a food bank near you that's offering free groceries by going to lafoodbank.org or call 211. Additionally, LA County offers free meals at certain parks. There are meals and snacks for kids and seniors. Visit parks.lacounty.gov to find out which centers are offering which programs and to register in advance. And in addition to offering 2 free meals per day for all students, the LA Unified School District provides weekend meal kits for its students by request. The meal kits can be picked up on Fridays at grab-and-go locations. Please visit lausd.org/Cafe LA. That's lausd.org/CAFELA. We keep us safe. We keep us provided for. We keep us connected. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Freedom is an endless meeting. So let's get back to it with Tavis Smiley.
Adrianna Mitchell, how are you today?
Hi, Tavis. I'm good. How are you?
I'm better for hearing your voice. You doing all right?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my honor to have you. Tell me, we played the trailer, but tell me about Crutch.
Oh, Crutch is a good time. It's one of those. I feel like we're trying to create one of those old school sitcoms where you just kind of get together with your family and crack up and
Yeah.
just have a good time. So for me, I feel like it's an intergenerational story. We've got two grown kids. Like I'm in my 30s. My brother, who played by Jermaine Fowler, is in his 30s, and we both come up against our own conflicts that lead us back home to be under Daddy's roof, and all of the chaos that ensues from that. We also have an aunt, our mother's sister, played by the Tony Award-winning, Grammy Award-winning Keisha Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
And she comes and she meddles, and it's just like about being in family and just being under one roof and dealing with each other and all of the fun adventures that happen over the next 8 episodes because of that.
Yeah. What's it like working with Tracy Morgan?
A good time. It's so interesting meeting him at this point in his career because he's such a father figure, both on the show and in real life. Like he's such a mentor to me, and he tells me like, you need an assistant that, will hold your scenes for, he gives me, tips about how I should do different things. And he was like, when you make your first $1 million, you need to call me. And I'm like, I'll be grateful to make $1 million, Tracy. But and he's like my show dad. When I got the job, I got on FaceTime with my parents, and he's like, I'm gonna take good care of her. And he's just such a loving, hilarious figure. He got lots of stories. He got stories for days.
Yeah.
And so, we sit and listen to his stories and get work done and crack up. It's a good time. I've learned a lot from him. He's a blessing.
I'm always fascinated by the backstory. Tell me how this came to be for you, this role, this character, Jamila.
Yes. So I auditioned for this after meeting with one of the producers of the show, Capital Entertainment. They came out to see me in Fat Ham, which I did out in LA at the Geffen Theater.
Sure.
The lead of that show, his name is Marcel Spears, and he is a lead on The Neighborhood. We did the show together 3 years in a row on Broadway, off Broadway at the Public, and at the Geffen. And so, Cedric, Tashina, a lot of the Neighborhood, cast and crew and producer folk came to see the show in LA. And that led to a meeting where they were like, yeah, we're doing a spinoff of this show, and it's going to be in New York, and you live in New York, right? And I was like, I do. I would love to do this. And like, Tracy Morgan's going to be a part of it. And I was like, please let me audition for this. And they were like, yes, we'd love to see you for it. And, people say that, and sometimes it leads to a job, and sometimes it doesn't. Most times it doesn't. So I taped for it and followed up, and then I got to meet with the showrunner, Owen Smith, who's amazing. And Tracy, I guess, saw my tape and was like, give her the job.
Yeah.
And it was just a blessing for that to kind of be a full circle moment coming out to LA to do the play. People saw it and, take a meeting and then lead to an audition. So, yeah.
You've used the word blessing 3 times already by my count, and that's a beautiful thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, I love it. I assume it is a blessing at this point in your career to be a part of, as you put it, an intergenerational story, but with a cast of this caliber. That doesn't happen every day in this business.
It does not happen every day. I mean, Tashina Arnold's been in this business for forever. She was on our pilot, Cedric Entertainer, Tracy Morgan, even Jermaine Fowler, like the work that he's been doing. I've gotten to meet Arsenio Hall. I've gotten to meet Kim Fields, directed 2 of our episodes. So for me, it's definitely a dream come true and a learning curve. I feel like this is my first time doing multicam sitcom. And so I was like, man, I've been doing this a while, but I've never done it in this way. And so getting to learn from legends was like, I don't want to say my special words, so I ain't going to say it. It was a great opportunity.
No, I love it. Tell me more about your backstory. There are a lot of people who are going to get a chance to be introduced to you when they see Crutch on Paramount Plus. But for those who don't know your backstory as an actress, tell me more.
Yeah. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia originally. I grew up in the suburbs, but went to Spelman College, graduated from there. I was an English major, so I had some amazing Black PhD professors who trained me up in the way that I should go.
Yeah.
And then I got on a Greyhound bus and decided that I wanted to move to New York. moved to New York, tried to get into graduate school, tried 3 times to get into Yale, Juilliard, NYU, got rejected 3 times, got close a couple times, ended up at the American Conservatory Theater out in San Francisco, trained for 3 years there, got my MFA, came back to New York and have been doing a lot of theater, primarily. Of note, like the best thing that I've gotten to do, or one of the greatest things I got to do, is James Imes's play. He's also a Morehouse graduate, so he's my Morehouse brother. But he wrote Fat Ham, which won the Pulitzer for Drama in 2022.
That's right.
While doing that, I also had my first child, so I was pregnant during that entire first run, and nobody knew. And then we went to Broadway, and then we went out to do it in LA. And so I've just been kind of cobbling together a career. I did a season of Snowfall. Some people know me from Snowfall. I was in season 4, opposite Damson Idris, and I did that in the pandemic. So we were testing every day and wearing masks in between scenes and doing all that good stuff. And then in the pandemic, I also had a pilot opposite Delroy Lindo and Cheryl Lee Ralph on ABC, which was really exciting. And then the pandemic hit, and so we never got to do that. But I got to meet them and read with them and had a couple of days of rehearsal with them. So I still count that as a part of my experience.
Oh, yeah, as you should, as you should. You said a couple.
As I should. So yeah,
no, you said a couple.
That's a little bit about me.
No, I love it. You said a couple of things about you that I want to go back to, because I think the answers to these kinds of questions are instructive, they're informative, but ultimately I think they're inspiring for other people. I love the transparency with which you addressed and answered my question, Adrianna, when you told the story of being rejected not once, not twice, but 3 times. Trying to get into Yale, trying to get into Juilliard. I mean, you're in a business, obviously, where you're going to hear no a lot more than yes anyway, until you become Denzel. You're going to hear a lot more no's than yeses. But tell me the journey and the takeaways, the lessons. Obviously, you survived it and you're doing quite well. But tell me about that rejection. And I asked that question in part because I've written a bunch of books, of course. In one of the books, I have a chapter that's titled "Rejection is Redirection." Rejection is redirection. I ain't got time to unpack that, but I think you take the point. But just talk to me about your lessons from the rejection of being turned down by Yale and Juilliard multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, that was a trying period in my life. I had come fresh out of Spelman College, at which point, anything that I put my head down and said I wanted, I was able to achieve from an academic standpoint. I was magna cum laude, I was Phi Beta Kappa. I did all the things that you do in a school setting to be successful. So when I decided I wanted to do this, I said, well, I want to train. I want to be better. I want to go where Angela Bassett went. I want to go where Sanaa Lathan went. And that was particularly Yale. But also there's some fantastic schools. And for me to try, and in my mind at that time, I called it failure. And so I had to learn a new word for that. And to try and fail, as I thought of it in my 20s, I was like, man, there must be something wrong with me. And now I look at that period, and I've had to talk to a lot of students about that time. And they were like, it's really encouraging to hear that you didn't get what you wanted the first 2 or even 3 times you went after it. And I think it builds character. And I also think it's a microcosm of what the industry is. And so for me, it helped me understand my integrity as a performer, that I am worthy of training. And I ended up finding the experience that I actually wrote down. I wrote down the experience that I wanted in graduate school. And I actually got that exact experience to a T.
Yeah.
But just at a different school. And I ended up meeting my husband at that school. So when you talk about redirection, rejection not being rejection, but being redirection, I feel like I've really watched kind of my steps align, even when I feel like I know what I should have or what where I should arrive at. I find that some of my greatest collaborators, some of the greatest relationships in my life have come out of moments where I didn't necessarily land wherever I was supposed to land, and so, or wherever I thought I was supposed to land. So had I gone to one of those schools, who knows if I would have met my partner, So I feel like I really trust that process now. And so, especially now that we audition a ton and as you said, we get no's every day. And so for me, I'm like, what is for me will not miss me.
That's right.
What is for me will not miss me. So
No, I believe that. I'm fascinated, and I love the way you phrased it, that I've been cobbling together a career. And that's what most of us are doing. We're trying to cobble together a career. Tell me about that part. That you're doing this thing piece by piece, roll by roll, as everybody is in your business. But I just love the way you framed it, cobbling together a career. Tell me more.
Yeah, I just think sometimes people ask you, so what's next? Or what are you going to do next? And I said, well, if it's up to me, I would plan XYZ out for myself. I'd be in a movie. I'd be with opposite Viola Davis. I would get to work with Meryl Streep next. I'd meet Denzel. And then I would, like I have a plan in my head about what I should be doing.
I love your plan, Adrianna. I love your plan, girl.
I got a plan. If you ask me what I'm doing and you want to do what I say, I'll tell you what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
But I feel like what's so humbling and also freeing about being an artist is that you really do have to rely on the opportunities and seize the moments in front of you. And so I think, again, back to what you were saying about redirection, I really trust my intuition now as an artist. I really trust when things don't work out. I really trust when I end up in rooms and spaces like, you just never know. Like I never say no to things that may seem like, I'll have my agent and they'll be like, well, you don't need to do that. Like, you don't need to be a reader for auditions. And I'm like, why? Yeah. I'm still learning. Getting to be a reader opposite actors while they're auditioning, I get to learn so much. And who knows? I'm connecting with the directors in those rooms, the producers in those rooms, the casting people in those rooms. And I never know. A lot of jobs come at me sideways, truly. And so for me, I like to kind of cultivate an environment where I'm having positive relationships in a workspace, in an artistic and creative space with people, so that when something hits me sideways, they're like, yeah, I had this great experience with Adrianna Mitchell, and I think she's great, and we had a great interaction, and I want to pursue working with her. And so I feel like if you have more of that in the pot, then there are more opportunities to cobble together a career. And I think nothing is as linear as we would like it to be. Yeah. But that's also the adventure of it. Like, I think I'm excited to look back at my life in 20 years and see what I cobbled together. And this is a great art project. Your life is your greatest collaboration with all the people that you do it with. And this is your greatest piece, is pulling together a life, Yeah.
Well, I can't
That's
wait.
how I see it.
No, I can't wait to see what you architect over the next 20 years. And I hope I'm still around here to hear about it and to ask you about it. I should mention that all 8 episodes of this first season of Crutch have been released simultaneously on Paramount Plus. On the premiere date, and so you can just binge at your leisure, I guess. Give me without giving too much away, give me a sense of what, with regard to your character, at least Jamila, what the audience is going to see over this 8-episode arc.
Yes, I mean, they're going to see a young mom who has 2 kids really kind of have to accept that she needs help. Like, it's hard to be a family, have all of these things together, and then realize you got to come home and not in the way that you hoped. So you see her kind of grapple with that. A lot of the conflict, I would say, about the show that kind of grounds the show in something real happens to do with, what am I going to do with my kids? Are they going to go to school? Are we going to stay here? Are we going to go back home? So there's a lot of decisions she has to make. She's also thinking about her husband and, figuring out what they're going to do. And so you also see her kind of mature too. I think she's already a grown woman, but having to kind of put her foot down with her dad about how she chooses to parent her kids, because they're all under one roof. And so he wants to tell her how she should parent. And she's like, look, I've been parenting these kids for 10, 12 years. And even though I'm home, so she's got to kind of broach that subject with her father and reconnect with her brother. So I think it's just a good time. It's like family being real with each other, but also like getting into these again, like she's she's a millennial and her dad is Gen X, and there's just some discrepancies around like how we do things. And I think she's learning to put her foot down and kind of, make her own choices even at this point. So she's just like learning how to pivot, I feel like, over the next 8 episodes.
Well, the 8-episode series that we're talking about, in case you just tuned in, is called Crutch. It stars Tracy Morgan, Adrianna Mitchell, and a pretty amazing cast. She plays his daughter, as you just heard in the show. It's on Paramount Plus. Again, all 8 episodes have been uploaded or downloaded, as it were, already. Adrianna, an honor to have had you on this program. I loved hearing more about your backstory. Love you in this project, and I hope to talk to you somewhere down the road as you architect this career.
Thank you so much, Tavis. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine. You keep cobbling that thing together. You keep cobbling it together, and we'll talk soon. More of Tavis Smiley when we come forward.
For all the freedom-loving folk, this is Tavis Smiley.
I feel like freedom.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Virginia is set to elect its first female governor tonight. Democrat Abigail Spanberger and Black Republican Winsome Earl Sears made final campaign stops.
Abigail is for Abigail. We can't trust her.
We need a
governor who is working tirelessly to mitigate every harm that might be caused by a reckless and chaotic administration.
Polls close statewide at 7 p.m. A jury has awarded $6.5 million to the family of Jorge Gomez, who was shot by Las Vegas police during a 2020 protest. Officers say Gomez was armed and raised his gun. His family insists he was peacefully protesting. And Restaurants of Jamaica is pledging $18 million in Hurricane Melissa relief. The KFC and Pizza Hut franchise will support government and charity efforts, plus help schools and shelters through its outreach program. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers won their fourth straight game Monday night. They put together a 123-115 win in Portland, and they did it without LeBron, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves. Doncic has a bruised leg. Reeves has a groin injury. DeAndre Ayton filled in for the Big Three with 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 block shots. The Lakers are 6-2. The Clippers came up 1 point short last night against Miami. Better ball handling might have changed the outcome. The Clippers committed 20 turnovers in their 120-119 loss at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. 29 points and 8 assists for James Harden. The Clippers are 3-3. The college basketball season tipped off last night. The UCLA women's team, ranked number 3 in the country, beat San Diego State 77-53. The Bruins have their sights on a return trip to the Final Four. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Paid for by government.com. Did you know the United States Mint has issued a new Morgan silver dollar coin in proof condition for the first time? Not only that, they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 400,000 of these legal tender silver dollars were issued. These first ever Morgan silver dollars are brand new with stunning mirror-like finish, minted by the iconic San Francisco Mint. Call now and you're guaranteed a new first ever 99.9% pure silver proof Morgan dollar. To learn more, call 1-800-973-9717. If you order now, you will receive a free coin collector bonus pack, a $25 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-973-9717 now to secure your new Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-973-9717.
Break out the champagne. Everybody get a glass.
Tavis Smiley is now ranked number 16 nationally and the highest rated talk show hosted by an African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33 and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yay! With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Sometimes he fails at fitting in, but we're okay with that. You're inside the Tavis Smiley Show.
You are indeed the last half hour of the Tavis Smiley Show today, and what a day it has been. Some amazing guests, and of course, our campaign is underway as we push back on Southern California Edison for gaslighting and lying and disrespecting and pulling out of this town hall. This Thursday night, if you didn't hear the story about that, it's everywhere. Go to our socials at KBLA 1580, and you can read all about the campaign that's underway right about now. That's it. I've been anxious to get to this conversation with Aiyana-Lee. Aiyana-Lee is our guest for the rest of the show today, this last half hour. If you saw Spike and Denzel's movie Highest to Lowest, she was the singer. Right near the end of the film, singing for Denzel's character, music mogul David King, in his living room. In real life, Aiyana-Lee is the niece of David Ruffin, lead singer for the Temps, and the granddaughter of soul singer Jimmy Ruffin. That's just a piece of her amazing backstory. We'll talk to her in just a second after I give you a taste of the song for the film that she sings, Highest to Lowest.
Said I'm too young, and so he took me for a fool, selling me lies, but wore a disguise. My mom warned me about you. He said I was naive. You underestimate me. In this journey of life, I learned from the games that he left to play. But now I'm stronger. Without you, I'm feeling much lighter. Think you're older, so you're right. I know I'm young, but I wasn't born last night.
So I can see Denzel as his character sitting back in that chair, David King, sitting back in his chair with his eyes closed, listening to, in real life, Aiyana-Lee singing that song. I am honored to have her on this program. Singer, songwriter, and now actress, Aiyana-Lee. We'll talk about Deadline's 2025 Sound and Screen Festival this Friday here in L.A. But first of all, Aiyana-Lee, good to have you on the program. How are you today?
Hello, I'm so excited. You gave me a beautiful spiel right there.
That's what I do, girl. That's what I do. I want to put you in your best light, but you don't need much help for me to be in your best light. You were amazing in that final scene. Just tell me, this audience knows I love the backstory, and Denzel's a friend, and Spike's a friend, and now you're my new friend. But tell me more about how this opportunity came to be for you.
Yes, it's a pretty insane, unreal story. It's very Hollywood. It feels like it's written out of a movie itself. Mm-hmm. But basically, Spike had DM'd me on Instagram. He found me on Instagram, and he sent me a DM saying, "This is the real Spike Lee." And
that sounds like Spike. That sounds like Spike.
Yeah. Right? So I'm opening the DM, and honestly, I did not think it was him for real. I thought someone might have, bought the verification. Maybe it's a fan. Maybe it's, someone impersonating. And I woke my mom up. It was like 6 a.m. And I was like, girl, this might be a little crazy, but I have a little situation happening.
Yeah.
I think Spike Lee might have DM'd me. And he was just like, I've listened to your discography all night, all this stuff. I'm like, this is an unreal DM, you know what I
Mm.
mean? And he happened to be in Los Angeles that day, and
Mhm.
we met up in real life. And I was like, oh damn,
Mm.
this is him.
Yeah.
That's the guy. That's the legend right there.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty unreal story. Couldn't really believe it. And over the course of a few months, he kind of had told me about a movie, but he was never like, oh, you've got this part and this is what's going to be happening. He's a very mysterious guy.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
So he kept it very under wraps. And I just remember just a random day, a few months after we met, he called me and he was asking me all these random questions. And then he sent me these sides and said, so learn this by Sunday. And it was like, I want to say it was like a Friday night or something. He was like, learn this by Sunday. And that's it. I was like, okay, right.
Mhm.
And so that Sunday, I went to his casting offices with his awesome casting girls and him as well. They were all there, and they read me for this part, and I
Mm.
was like, this is awfully familiar. This is awfully similar to my real life. It
Mhm.
felt so personal. I think that's the real gift with Spike, is
Yeah.
being able to incorporate reality
Yeah.
into all his movies, messaging, reality, um, and a personal story. So
Yeah.
yeah, I got to read with him, and he did not tell me, oh, you got it. Nah. He left it again very mysterious
Yeah.
for the next few months. Which was dope, because he just randomly called me and was like, "You're gonna fly to New York and you're doing the scene with Denzel."
Wow.
So it was
When
insane.
you said a moment ago that it felt familiar to you, unpack that for me right quick.
I've been in the music industry for a long time, and
Mhm.
so just Denzel's character felt insanely accurate to um some situations I've been through, and
Mhm.
also just that scene in particular. I've been through that exact same situation where I'm auditioning in front of an executive live performing,
Right.
um and then signing a deal. Like, that's literally like it was so accurate to the reality of the situation I had been through,
Yeah.
that it almost felt like I was back in that room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and also I think just the messaging as well of the song, and just the incorporation of everything felt
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I was reliving that moment again. Yeah.
Speaking of that moment, so just tell me any story you want to tell me about the
Yes.
filming of the actual scene. Just tell me a story.
Yeah.
We love the backstory. Tell me something about the filming of that
Yes.
scene that we saw in Highest to
Yes.
Lowest.
Well, I can tell you that we filmed it and I sang it completely 1,000% live.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a whole kind of thing we had to tackle, because Spike is very particular and he really wanted it to be authentic. He wanted the reactions to be authentic. He wanted me to actually be singing it in the moment. He didn't want it to be, oh, we're fixing this in post, or oh,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to dub it, or oh, we're going to sync it, or we're going to lip sync it. No, he wanted it to be raw and real live.
Mm-hmm.
So, we were trying to figure out all kinds of mics. I ended up using actually a actor's mic for that scene. So I was like, oh my God, how is this gonna come out? It's an
Mm.
actor's mic. There's no the sound is what we would call dead, you
Yeah.
know what I mean, in
Yeah,
the room,
sure.
because it's a set,
Sure,
right?
sure, sure.
So there's just no reverb, there's no it's the most raw form of live that
Mm-hmm.
it could have been. So I think that's like a really big thing of also me stepping into that character and that scene, having that vulnerability, knowing nothing's gonna save this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
nah.
nothing's gonna save this. Like if it's trash, it's trash. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like, don't downright.
that's a sink or swim moment.
It's for real, mate. I'm like, oh, this is
Well,
either gonna be like absolute trash for the millions of people who gonna see this.
no.
It's gonna be trash, or it's gonna be good.
Well,
And so
let me
we
just say
survived.
you did more than survive, girl. You acquitted yourself quite nicely. Let's just put it that way.
Thank you.
So that's the backstory to that scene that we all saw, again, right near the
Yes.
end of the film Highest to Lowest. There's some other music that she has. I'm going to play some of that for you when we come forward. And we'll talk about deadlines. 2025 Sound and Screen Festival this Friday here in L.A. If you're in Southern California, we'll talk about Aiyana-Lee's role in that. And I ain't even got yet to David Ruffin and Jimmy Ruffin. So we got a little bit more to cover with Aiyana-Lee on Tavis Smiley.
From the Merck Park with love, this is Tavis Smiley. BET and PBS, the Tom Joyner Morning Show, and NPR, the cover of Jet and the cover of Time. #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list, 20 honorary doctorate degrees, a dozen NAACP Image Awards, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. From talk shows to talk radio, nobody's ever done it better. This is Tavis Smiley.
California, this is your moment. The special election is November 4th, and your vote helps decide your future, your community, and your state. Drop your ballot at a secure drop box. Visit an early vote center or mail it. Your participation powers democracy. Every ballot makes a difference. Tell a friend to do the same. Sign up at where'smyballot.sos.ca.gov to track your ballot. Make your voice count. Don't delay. Vote today. A message from the California Secretary of State.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up.
Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. We've all had that epic rideshare experience. Halfway through the trip, you know their heartbreak, their career path, and they know your aspirations to go find yourself in Portugal. It's human. We're all looking for connection, for someone to listen. But sometimes the people we spill our hearts to aren't exactly equipped to help us through it. With over a decade of data-backed experience from helping millions of people, BetterHelp matches you with a therapist based on your needs and goals. No asking for recommendations or endless scrolling through listings. Simply answer a few questions online and you'll be matched with a therapist, often in as little as 48 hours. Join over 5 million people worldwide who've trusted BetterHelp for their mental health and well-being. Get a therapist who gets you. Visit BetterHelp.com/ABCRadio to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/ABCRadio.
He's a paradigm pioneer and the top-rated African-American talk show host in the nation, according to Talkers Magazine. You're tapped in with Tavis Smiley right now.
Tavis Smiley and singer, songwriter, and actress Aiyana-Lee. In case you've just tuned in, she is the beautiful voice that you heard and saw at the end of Highest to Lowest, the Denzel Spike film, where she's singing for Denzel's character in that living room right near the end of the film. But she's doing a lot more than that these days. Before I get to the rest of what she's doing in the time that I have left, and it's getting away from me, let me just say this, Aiyana-Lee. David Ruffin and Jimmy Ruffin, that's quite a pedigree.
Thank you. It's a crazy thing. It's definitely a crazy thing. I feel like I don't talk about it often enough. I think it's something that's definitely inspired me throughout my journey, because it feels like if somebody I'm related to could do it, it's a bit of a it gives you kind of proof that it's possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also just looking at David. Unfortunately, he died before I was born, but just watching the way he performed and his charisma and his voice and what he was able to do and set the tone, it's been a forever inspiration for me.
Yeah. When you hear him, you hear what? You process what? You are a singer, of course, yourself.
Yeah.
Just give me a sense of what you make of David Ruffin's voice.
It's his tone, man.
Yeah.
It's just you can't replicate it. It's something about the tone you're born with that you can't learn, you can't teach. I'm one of those people. I'm like, you can't teach this. But I really feel there's a certain soul and feeling. I also just feel like it's a sign of those times as well, right? Where I feel like we've lost a bit of that spark, a bit of that passion, and that kind of spontaneity and the craftsmanship, the showbiz, the loud gestures, and that rasp and that tone. I think it can't be replicated.
Yeah. I guess it's fair to say you got it honest then. If you have that in your DNA, if that's in your family, then you got it honest. What else could you have been but a great singer?
Oh my goodness. You know what? My mom says you were not going to be a mathematician. So, and she, so I think it's been panning out. It's been panning out nice, but it's been years of struggle. It's a crazy thing to have people in your family who've been successful, but then have to start from ground zero, like from the bottom of the bottom to where me and my mom are struggling in LA, like, almost homeless right before I got this movie with Spike. I was really on the verge of eviction, and so it's just a crazy kind of journey to have kind of. I feel like I've had a lot of contrasting points, like really high highs and really low lows. Not to bring the movie in.
No, I got you. I got you.
More like lowest to highest.
Yeah.
We're trying to spin it around.
Turn it around. Yeah.
You got to turn it around, but it is a crazy thing. But I do draw a lot of inspiration. My mom being a 17 times platinum songwriter, Jimmy being someone who was definitely supportive and wanted me to continue on the legacy, but me just being someone who gravitated towards music and thought it was something special and magical, and it was my form of therapy and my diary.
When we come forward, again, she has an amazing backstory. When we come forward, I want to ask her more about her mother. She referenced her mother 2 or 3 times in this conversation. There's something there. I'm just going to ask her to say a word about her precious mother, number one. And then we'll talk about Deadline's 2025 Sound and Screen Festival this Friday here in L.A. and her connection to that. And I'm going to play you one of her other tracks that she has done. And so a few more minutes and a bit more ground to cover with Aiyana-Lee. When we come forward, there he is, David Ruffin.
Helping to stretch your moral and political imagination. This is Tavis Smiley. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Donald Trump has all but declared war on California, sending in a National Guard, blocking disaster relief, and cutting funds to our colleges. And now, he and Texas Republicans are trying to rig the next election by stealing congressional seats from black voters in states like Texas.
They want to rig these elections, and they want the power that gerrymandering provides.
Seriously, look it up. But Prop 50 is how we fight back. It gives Californians the power to fight fire with fire and beat Trump at his own game. Prop 50 creates temporary emergency congressional maps that level the playing field and protect the power of black votes. Not just in California, but across the country. Your vote matters, and the whole country is counting on California to lead. So use your vote to protect our power, our history, and our future. Vote yes on Prop 50 by November 4th. Ad paid for by Yes on 50, the Election Rigging Response Act, Governor Newsom's Ballot Measure Committee, Ad Committee's top funders, HMP for Prop 50, and Fund for Policy Reform.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
You know where you want to go in life, and City National Bank can help. City National knows the dedication it takes to build your vision for the future into a reality, and our team is here for you. We have a wide range of options to help, from personal savings accounts to interest-bearing money market savings accounts and more, all designed to help you get where you want to go. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Learn more at cnb.com. City National Bank is a subsidiary of Royal Bank of Canada, member FDIC.
Freedom is an endless meeting, so let's get back to it with Tavis Smiley.
My mama told me to never argue with a bitch. Yeah. And here I see there's bitches all around, mainly with suits and with a dick. So the story goes, landed at 15 years old, dreaming since I was just 3, still screaming I'm nobody. It could never break or mold me, I would never fold. Already made of gold, despite the lies they told. If you
Our guest, singer, songwriter, and actress Aiyana-Lee is performing at Deadline's 2025 Sound and Screen Festival this Friday here in Los Angeles. That track is one of hers. It's called City of Lies. So, Aiyana, tell me about that track right quick.
Yes. Basically, it kind of, I feel like, encapsulates my story over the last 10 years of just being in LA and, the city of lies, the fakeness, the, kind of things that you go through. It's like the 5 stages of grief is what it's giving very much.
Yeah.
But it's, but also throughout that journey, finding out that you're stronger, which kind of brings back to highest to lowest,
Sure.
and just, being able to withstand
Yep.
that pain and the BS of it all. Because
Yep.
let's face it, it's like whether you're in LA or wherever you're at, it's whatever job you're in, it's there's it's a lot that you have to maneuver and go through to kind of get where you want to go.
No question, no question. Just got a couple minutes left here. Deadline 2025 Sound and Screen Festival this Friday. You're performing there?
Yes, I'm so excited. This is like a dream of mine. I can't even really believe that this is an actual thing happening.
Yeah. We're excited
Yes.
for that. We're excited for that. And I know people are going to want to see you this Friday. So if you saw her on the screen and you want to see her in person, if you're in Southern California this Friday, it's Deadline's 2025 Sound and Screen Festival. Aiyana-Lee will be performing there. And finally, in the 90 seconds I have left, since you referenced her a few times, just say, I'm a mama's boy. So say a word about your precious mother, I should say.
My mom is like my creative partner and my writing partner and everything. We actually co-wrote Highest to Lowest together. So it's been an amazing journey, and we've both had to kind of go through a lot of ups and downs and protect each other, because it's a tough industry and it's a tough world where I feel like family is kind of, attempted to be brought apart all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, to quote another great songwriter and performer, James Brown, it sounds to me, Aiyana-Lee, like you on the good foot. You're on the good foot.
Oh my God, you sound like Spike.
Yeah, you on the good foot.
Absolutely.
And I'm happy to hear the way things are going for you now, and look forward to watching you continue to soar in the months and years to come. Her name is Aiyana-Lee, singer, songwriter, actress, performing this Friday at Deadline's 2025 Sound and Screen Festival here in Los Angeles. You can see her. If you have not seen, I think most of you have, if you've not seen the film Highest to Lowest, check it out, and you'll see this amazing scene that closes the film in which she stars. Aiyana-Lee, good to have you on this program for the first time, hopefully not the last. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You as well. Thanks for having me.
An honor to have you on this program. Just like that, 3 hours gone. Back here tomorrow. Do it all over again. Until tomorrow, thanks for tuning in to Tavis, Smiley. And as always, keep the faith.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Virginia is set to elect its first female governor tonight. Democrat Abigail Spanberger and Black Republican Winsome Earl Sears made final campaign stops.
Abigail is for Abigail. We can't trust her.
We need a governor who is working tirelessly to mitigate every harm that might be caused by a reckless and chaotic administration.
Polls close statewide at 7 p.m. A jury has awarded $6.5 million to the family of Jorge Gomez, who was shot by Las Vegas police during a 2020 protest. Officers say Gomez was armed and raised his gun. His family insists he was peacefully protesting. And Restaurants of Jamaica is pledging $18 million in Hurricane Melissa relief. The KFC and Pizza Hut franchise will support government and charity efforts, plus help schools and shelters through its outreach program. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers won their fourth straight game Monday night. They put together a 123-115 win in Portland, and they did it without LeBron, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves. Doncic has a bruised leg. Reeves has a groin injury. DeAndre Ayton filled in for the Big Three with 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 block shots. The Lakers are 6-2. The Clippers came up 1 point short last night against Miami. Better ball handling might have changed the outcome. The Clippers committed 20 turnovers in their 120-119 loss at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. 29 points and 8 assists for James Harden. The Clippers are 3-3. The college basketball season tipped off last night. The UCLA women's team ranked